Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Too Close to Home, Season 2, Episode 5, and the name of this episode is Car Trouble. And boy, was it some damn car trouble on this damn episode, because it's what went on inside the car that just spun into some other shit. So let me get started. The episode opens up. Elm and Regina are still messing around up in that damn van. They blasting fucking music. They getting all nasty with each other. They smoking weed. They doing all kind of shit. To the point it's so loud that it disturbs Frankie. And Frankie is just to the point where she just had enough, because it's completely obvious that Elm and Regina have gotten comfortable with, the mess that they've been pulling with each other. So it's like, here it is, they out in the open, both of them cheating on their spouses, and it's like they don't have a fucking care in the world. They just fucking blasting music, getting high, doing the shit right there in the open. So Frankie has had enough with this shit, especially, due to the fact that Regina's been threatening her. So what she does is that she goes to her car, she pulls the fuse out, sees Octavia and Nelson. She pretty much stops them and asks Nelson, can he help her fix her car or whatever. And Octavia is really nasty. She's like, you ain't never asked us nothing before. You ain't never come by to talk to us. What you want? Why you asking him for something? He a married man. What you doing? He has a wife. He's married. You need to get that through your head, sweetheart. He's married. He has a wife. No, you need to find somebody else to fix your car. You don't need to be fixing your car. But you can definitely, I could be wrong about this, but I do see that there's somewhat of a interesting look that that Nelson and Frankie have for one another. But I could be wrong. I could be jumping the gun. But Nelson agrees to fix her, to help with her car. He says that what she needs is a fuse, and she's like, "Oh, okay, that's great." But she's like, could you go talk to Elm for me and see if he has any? And she's like, and then Octavia is still being mouthy. Really? He the only person around here that fixes cars. That's why I don't know why you even asked my brother to do anything, because Elm fixes cars. Why don't you go ask him? She's like, well, I did, but he's not there. Like, okay, well, if he's not there, then why'd you ask my brother for him? Like, well, the thing is, he's actually in the van. She's like, okay, so what? I'm like, well, could you go over there and talk to him for me? I'm like, Frankie, ooh. And Octavia's like, girl, you know what? I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Like, why won't you just go over there and talk to the man? I don't get this. So she go over there being her big mouth self, and next thing you know, because actually when they was coming, when Frankie first started talking to them, and Nelson was going to fix the car, they both noticed that Nelson's back, and we now realize that Elm and Nelson do know each other. They're actually best friends. So Regina is actually having an affair with her husband's best friend. Talk about disrespectful and dirty, like just totally trifling. Like, it's crazy. So Octavia walks up to the van, and she sees both Elm and Regina inside the van. She pretty much tried to play it off like she didn't see nothing, but she actually did. And she kind of hints to Frankie, yeah, I know what you showed me. Thank you for letting me know, but I'm going to keep this on the wraps. I'm not saying a damn thing. So don't say nothing. So pretty much we see that she takes Nelson home. Nelson's asking where's Regina at. He hasn't seen her in all the time. He's ready for his, he wants to be embraced by his wife, as any man coming from the military would. So she says, okay, I'm going to go get her, don't worry. So we see that she sits in the living room, and then she goes in the back and sneaks out the back door. She goes to that damn thing, and opens his I don't want to hear shit. Get your ass in this house right now and greet your husband. And then all of a sudden, you got damn Elm like, look, she's like, shut up, bitch. Ain't nobody talking to you. Look, get your ass out of here and go in here and deal with, and, you know, and actually confront your husband. She's like, I can't. She's like, you know what? Grabbed her by her damn braids and yanked her ass out of that damn van. I was like, okay, Octavia, you get a hand clap for me for that, because this damn bitch got the nerve to be crying and sobbing and all this shit, and bitch, you the one who's dead wrong. And then worse, you're having sex with your husband's best friend. Like, talk about disgusting and trifling and just disrespectful all across the board. Like, but the way Octavia handled this, I was pretty astonished. Alright, so after all that goes down, we go to the diner with JB and Bonnie. JB still being typical, you know, trying to, you know, be the big man in charge, trying to talk down to everybody, telling them, oh, I'm not going anywhere and all this other shit, you know, because he is still trying to confess his love to Bonnie, but obviously he realizes Bonnie's not in love with him anymore and that she's actually in love with Brody. So he definitely feels some kind of way about that. And he's pretty much saying that I don't have nowhere to go. I don't have a home. He's like, but the problem is that, you know, I do have a home, but there's queers up in my house. You know, talking about Dr. Allen's house. So it's like, you know, JB is just still on a rampage, still trying to, you know, get Dax and trying to take down Victor, and just coked out of his fucking head and just don't give a shit. But then again, we also know the real reason why he's trying to go after them, especially Dax, because you was trying to get your hands inside that rose button and he wasn't allowing it. So now you want to kill him because you know that Dax knows your key. You ain't slick, bitch. You ain't slick. So he got his boys all riled up, and Bonnie is just doesn't give no fuck. She's just like, you know what? You know, here you are with these fucking losers. Like, y'all probably up to something. And from the looks of you, I know you are. You know, what the hell you want. You know, I'm not serving you. I don't know what the hell you here for. But then he's like, you know, okay. Then eventually he tells him, like, look, we're not going anywhere. So, then she's like, okay, well, I can probably serve you some coffee to go because we're about to close. And he's like, what do you mean you about to close? It's like no. If I say we're closing, we're closing. So I can give you some coffee, but it will be to go, and that's all you're getting from me, JB. And she wasn't having no shit. Then we actually see that him and the boys are talking, and they're talking about, you know, what's the plan, you know, of getting Dax, you know, when we go to the motel. He pretty much gets one of his friends, you know, he's saying, like, you're the more pretty one out of all of us. Why don't you go knock on the door and maybe lure him out? So they pretty much send him to knock on the door, you know, to try to lure Dax out so they can attack him. Like, JB's just a fucking trifling ass mess. But hey, what's done in the dark shall come to light, right? Next, we actually see that Mac finally comes to the diner. She has a conversation with them and lets them know, like, you know, take this to Mama Jolene. And she's like, oh, is this enough? She's like, well, it's gonna be enough because that's all she's getting. Bonnie. It's like after Bonnie done went through her shit, she is not for Mama Jolene's bullshit now. She's like, well, you know, she's letting other people go take her food. You know, she done let Shelby take her food. Then she let Octavia take her food. It's like now she's letting, you know, well, Mac has taken her food before. But now she's letting anybody take her food. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, but then she said that, look, I've been trying to call your Aunt Annie, and we saw that she's been trying to call Annie, but Annie hasn't been answering because she's worried about Annie, but mainly she's worried about Rebel. So she asked him, has he seen Rebel, and Max says no. Then he says, have you seen Aunt Annie? He says no. So he said, look, when you get to the house and you see Aunt Annie, have her call me and have and pretty much have your mother and pretty much have Annie call Shelby. And you make sure that Annie is the one that calls Shelby. Do not call your mother. So no. So she kind of let it be known, make sure that Annie calls Shelby. You know, we need to all get together to find out what's going on with Rebel, so we need to get that taken care of. So he pretty much set that in stone. Next we see Octavia and Nelson. They drinking beers and shit, and she's still trying to butter him up, and he's still asking, where's my wife? I want to see my wife. Where's she at? It's like, she's in the back. She's like, well, get her out here. Like, what's going on? You know, so he's getting kind of agitated because he's like, I just got home from, you know, from being in the Army. I've been gone for probably months, you know, probably damn near, probably over a year. I'm ready to see my wife. Where's she at? She go in the back. Damn Regina up in there crying buckets like a little punk, you know, because now her husband's home, but yet she just got busted being with another man. Well, worse, you got busted being with your husband's best friend. Trifling slut. So she's all crying and shit, and Regina's like, look, you need to shut the hell up, you need to wipe them crocodile tears, and you need to go in there and face him. She's like, but I can't. She's like, oh, but you are going to face him. If you can sit around here, you can cheat and, you know, act like a damn slut, you can go out there and you can face your husband. Because this is how it's going to be played out. You're going to face him, then you're going to tell him that, you know, love just doesn't live here anymore, and then you're going to file a divorce. She's like, but I don't want a divorce. She's like, oh, you want a divorce? She's like, no, I don't want a divorce. I really don't. She's like, bitch. It's like, she's like, oh, well, first she's like, oh, no, I really don't want a divorce. I love him. She said, bitch, if you say that shit one more time, I'm going to put your face through that fucking mirror. I was like, damn, Octavia. Octavia was not playing. She was so dead set on of like messing Regina up. But she told her, like, look, you're going to go out there and you're going to smile and you're going to be happy. You know, you are going to make him feel good. You're going to make him feel like he's the best man on this earth. That's what you're going to do. And then you're going to admit that that you're not in love with him anymore and move the fuck on. But she said, right now, get your ass out of here and you're going to come out here and you're going to face him. So she went back out in the living room and she says that, oh yes, I've been doing some grocery shopping. Girl, come out here and help me with these groceries. Regina, I said get your butt out here. And next thing you know, we see her come out after she done finished all this crying and stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, Nelson embraced her, but and then you can see Octavia is like looking at his face like, no, I'm doing this shit to protect your ass. Because I really do feel that Nelson definitely got a tick. And once he ticks, that motherfucker is dangerous. And I know Octavia knows that. So Octavia is trying to keep it calm so that he don't kill Regina. Because she can't stand Regina's ass, but she's always helping her. Because if she's helping her mainly to help her brother, because she doesn't want her brother to lose his mind and ended up going on a killing spree. Because she's trying to keep that shit on the wraps. And you know he gonna fuck Elm up. So I'm all here for that. Because Elm just trifling as hell. Just disrespectful, just don't give a fuck. I mean, you pretty much carrying out a damn affair out in the open in front of everybody in your damn truck, and you drawing attention to yourself because you think you ain't gonna never be caught. Stupid bastard. Anyway, next we have Brody and Anna. Brody and Anna, you know, from the last episode was actually working on the tractor to get it moved. So they finally get the tractor running, and you know, they have a one-on-one conversation. She asks him, like, you know, you've always made me feel safe. You know, I've always felt safe with you, and why did you make love to me the other night? She said that it wasn't, you know why. She's like, I really don't. She's like, look, you know, I'm caught between you two sisters, and right now I just need to get my head on straight and see where I really am. And you know, so that's why I'm not trying to take it there. But then, next thing you know, we see damn Anna pleading her love to fucking Brody. Like, you know, I've always cared about you. I should have never left here. Why did I leave here? And he said that, well, this town got too small for you. She's like, but I want to show that I really care about you, Brody, and I do love you, and I will do everything in my power to show you that I'm true and that I really do love you. And then, damn, Valerie comes in and is like, damn, girl, you sound desperate. And I'm like, wow. So now these two about to go at it again. Next thing you know, it's all three of them. It's pretty much, you know, Valerie still, and like pretty much Brody is like, look, don't talk to her like that. And she's like, why not? You know, the problem is, Brody, you really don't know her. And he's like, yes, I do. She's like, no, you don't, because if you knew her, you knew that she's a person that constantly lies. She never is honest about who she is or where she comes from, and you really just see that she cares about nothing but herself. She's nothing but a damn sociopath, and I'm over the bitch. And Brody pretty much says straight up, like, look, I'm going to be real with you, Valerie. You and your damn friends came into my motherfucking town, and y'all have been disrespectful the whole time you've been here. You disrespect my father, you disrespect my house, and you know what? I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get this trailer moved, and after that, y'all need to get up out of here, because I can't deal with this no more. But she's like, I'm sorry, Brody. She's like, no need to apologize, but the end is now. So, get to getting. So I'm like, okay, Brody. I see what's up with that. Later we actually see that he moves the tractor and Valerie actually drives, and we see that she actually drives to the highway hotel, the highway motel, that is, to talk to Dax. Meantime, back at the house, Frankie shows up, and Brody introduces Frankie to Anna. And pretty much she's there to inquire about Mama Jolene, and that Sheriff Mobley wanted her to talk to him, and it was pretty much about her house, you know, that it's a health hazard and it needs to be cleaned. So, and pretty much what goes on in that scene is that pretty much she finds out that, you know, that Mama Jolene is Anna's mother, and that she's gonna get information from her. And then Brody's gonna take Anna home, but then she suggests that that Frankie take Anna home, and she can fill her in on Mama Jolene, and that, you know, while she's going through the process, you know, she's willing to help her out, and, you know, because, you know, she used to be a therapist. So, but before she goes off, she actually tells Brody about what's going on at the trailer park, that Elm and Regina have been sleeping around, and immediately Brody is pissed. He's like, "What the fuck you mean they sleeping around? No, that, you know, him and Nelson are best friends, and they're friends with me too. Like, what kind of shit is this? What the hell is going on here?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know, it's crazy, you know." And, you know, so now Brody knows about Elm and Regina. So now, Octavia, the question is, how are you going to prevent Brody from telling Nelson about it? So now we know there's another person that knows about what's going on. So now it's not just Octavia, it's also Brody. Question is, who's going to tell Nelson first? Down at the honky tonk, all the damn, press from DC is there at the honky tonk. We see that Rick is, messing around with these, press ladies, that they end up getting up leaving, just like, man, we've been paying this nigga money, we've been buying them drinks, and he ain't telling us shit. So he made about $200 up in there, and then him and Shelby both still in there working the crowd, getting people to spend all this money, and they get their cut off of the books and stuff. We actually see Shelby talk to the bartender, and you know, they pretty much still are kind of like setting up, you know, their scheme to like rip everybody off of, and they're spending money. And Shelby like, yeah, make sure I get my cut. So they in there making good money. She's saying that shoot, you know. And then Shelby's like, hell, go ahead. I realized that my sister is good for something. Shoot, I'm making a lot of money up here tonight. He's like, now all these other the reporters, because some of the reporters were actually sent to another county, but now they're going to be on their way there, so that's going to be more business for them to get. So Shelby's all in for it. Shelby goes to the damn bathroom, and guess who the fuck is in this damn bathroom with her ass? Her motherfucking father, Ian. And he is completely disgusting. Telling her how beautiful she's grown up to be, and like, wow, I really did miss you. And, you know, because Shelby, I think, was the first child that he molested. And, because, you know, Shelby has Mac, and Mac is the oldest out of the kids. So, Shelby was the first one to have a child. And you can really see, like, Shelby turned into, like, this fearful little girl at that moment, seeing him. And he just had, like, this aura of a predator. And was just saying that, you know, and she's saying, like, wow, you are always so beautiful. And man, have you grown. And then he just ups and leaves, and Shelby breaks down. Like, she is bawling, crying. So I think that was kind of like a turning point for Shelby. And we'll see what's going to happen next after that. Next we actually see Frankie finally takes Anna home. Anna comes in, she sees Bonnie and Shelby, you know, and that Shelby broke down, and then she finds out that Shelby saw Ian, and then Anna admits that she saw Ian with Rebel, and she's like, oh my god, is he still with her? And she's like, well, no, like, I tried to pull away from her, me and Rebel got into it, and we parted ways, and I lost track of her. And she's like, oh no, we're gonna have to find her ass, like, but then, I think it was Mac who pretty much said that, you know, she's been hanging out with this dude named Rory, who's Ian's grandson, and that the two of them are dating. So they immediately, you know, charge up. It's like, no, we're going to go find this son of a bitch. So all three of them get in the car and they go. Next, we actually see Valerie and Dax. Dax is still in his feelings. He is still pissed. He don't give no fucks. And him and Valerie go back and forth. And she was saying that, why would you do this to him? And besides, you don't even have that kind of power. And she's like, he's like, you'll be amazed what I actually can do. And you don't know who I had working behind me. He's like, oh my God. And immediately she knew that he was talking about Caitlyn. And he was like, Caitlyn is fucking evil. Caitlyn is the devil. Why are you doing this? You know, why would you do that to, I mean, how could you do that to Victor? And he said that, yeah, but did you know that he called him after I left? You know, he called him for help. So he doesn't fucking care. He did what he did, and the only reason why he feels any way because he got caught. And I'm over the son of a bitch, and I hope his family, and I don't give a fuck about his family. I don't give a fuck about nothing. And then, like, Valerie's like, you know, I can't believe you can be this fucking cold-hearted, and I can't believe you're working with that bitch. She's fucking evil and shit. And then he starts whipping it on Valerie's like, oh, but let's talk about you and your little sexcapade with the president. And she says, I never slept with him. She's like, bullshit. You know, why you been acting like this? What's going on? You know, obviously something went down because Caitlyn obviously got involved. So something did happen. And she admits, well, if you shut up, I'll let you know. First of all, I didn't sleep with him, but he did make me feel special, and he was infatuated with me. But once Anna came into the scene, he dropped me cold, and that was the end of it. So we now realize, because the president favored Anna over you, that's why you fucking are so mean to Anna, because you're jealous of her. Weak ass bitch. Anyway, so we got to the bottom of that. And then she realizes that it's Caitlyn that's pretty much behind everything. She's spinning all this shit. And now Valerie knows. I mean, I think Valerie knew who was really behind this, who was really behind Dex being able to pull something like that off. Because she's like, dude, you don't have that kind of power to get, you know, anybody deported. So how the hell can you make that happen? So we now realize that what was going on there. Another thing we actually see, JB's is at Dr. Allen's house. He's planning on his attack to go in there and to get, you know, Victor, but then he also says he wants to kill Dr. Allen, which his friend, I think his name is Tamer, that was in the car with him, was like, what the hell you mean? At first he thought he was talking about Brody. He's like, no, I don't want to kill Brody as much as I want to see him 6 feet under. I don't want to kill Brody. I want to kill Dr. Allen. I really want to kill that son of a bitch. And he's like, man, you fucking crazy. That's Brody's daddy. He's like, what? Why does everybody fucking care about Brody? So we see that fucking JB is jealous of Brody, but we already knew that. He gets in his feelings so much that he kicks Taylor out the car. Yeah, real fucking smart. Real smart. Also, if I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. So if I missed anything, let me know. Next, we actually see that all three of them, you know, Bonnie, Anna, and Shelby, all roll up, and they see that fucking Rebel has found Ian again. They out with these kids. They out there drinking and shit, doing whatever. And they pull Rebel away, and Rebel doesn't want to go away. And we actually see that Rebel is actually is dating the grandson. And we see that Ian has already worked his magic onto her, and she wants to live with Ian and not live with Bonnie anymore. And they pretty much are just going back and forth. Bonnie's trying to talk to her. She's not listening to Bonnie. She's definitely not listening to Anna. But then fucking Shelby fucking went to attack. She said, you better get your ass in this car. Get over here. No. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, look at Shelby be the auntie. She's like, no, you get your ass in this car. We ain't asking you, bitch. This dude molested every single one of us. And you're now next in line. Like, hell no. You're not gonna fucking stay here. This ain't no fucking multiple choice test. You getting your ass in that car. So Shelby pretty much grabbed her ass and housed her in that damn car. And they pretty much let Ian know to stay the fuck away. You're not gonna do to her what you did to us. So they finally get back to the house. They have a heart-to-heart moment with her, and you know, pretty much Bonnie pulls out the pregnancy test. It says that, are you pregnant? She says, no, I'm not pregnant. She's like, look, you ain't got a lot of me. I know you've been seeing Ian. She's like, look, I am not pregnant. I'm not even been having sex. What are you talking about? And you see Anna's old punk ass in the background. You should have spoke up and said it was you, but you're still lying. You're still not trying to say shit. So Bonnie's in this mode thinking that, you know, like that Ian has done had sex with her, or she's already being, you know, sexually active, and Rebel's not, and she's allowing it to happen. Like Anna, you a real trifling bitch for that. But anyway, she pretty much says that, no, Dr. Ian, like, no, not Dr. Ian, but she's like, Ian is so good to me, and he cares about me, and I want to go be with him, and I want to be with Roy and all this stuff. And so she's pretty much saying that she wants to be gone. And she's like, you know, and like they pretty much saying that he's not a good man. He's not a good man. It's like, yes, he is. He's not a good man. And then like finally Shelby was like, he's your father. And everything stopped from that point on. So forgive me if this video was too long because so much happened in this episode. But that's my review. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Leave comments on this video. Like this video. Share this video. And I will be back with you guys next week for another episode of Too Close to Home. Man, I must say this episode is really moving forward. And I can definitely tell shit is about to get live next week. So, you know, definitely, again, subscribe to me and leave comments. And I look forward to reviewing the show next week. So until then, take care.